I am your friend, Dr. Charles Apoki. I want to talk about the closure of schools in the north because of Ramadan. I want to quote Thomas Sowell. He says that it is usually futile to try to talk facts and analysis to people who are enjoying a sense of moral superiority in their ignorance. You can't succeed in talking facts and analysis to a people who are enjoying a sense of moral superiority in their ignorance. A quick search will show that in developed Muslim societies like Saudi Arabia, Dubai, and several other places, they don't close schools during Ramadan. The children wake up early, not much earlier than children wake up in Lagos State or wake up in Aba to beat traffic. We used to wake up by around 5 a.m. By 6, we had prepared and we faced Omungasi to take our children to school. The same thing with the child that wakes up in Okokomaiko. So waking up early to eat and go to school is not a big deal. I schooled with Muslims at the Federal Government College, Warri. We did not close school, or they did not stop school in order to observe Ramadan. I also quickly Googled the Premier League and European clubs. Muslims like Mohammed Mo Salah, they play during Ramadan, but there was an agreement that there should be a time for them to break their fast. You can't close institutions in Turkey or close universities because of Ramadan. I learned to respect people's religion and also expect that people should respect the rights of people. The northern part of Nigeria, to put it mildly, is disadvantaged education-wise, but they have very brilliant young learners. One of the best card designers in the world attended Kebbi State Polytechnic, and I've had very brilliant Muslim friends. And to deprive them of education for a period of nearly 1 month and more in an educationally disadvantageous area is not fair on the people. It's not a wise decision. Now, there was the statement that these children, if they go to school and see other children eating, that they might be tempted. Would you say that Muslim girls who wear hijab and dress modestly, even from primary school level, are not seeing young girls dressing indecently in the north, on television, everywhere? They are. One of the things I learned by observing the Muslims during Ramadan is delayed gratification and discipline. If a child can learn how not to get long throat, as we call it in Warri language, or be attracted by somebody's feeding while he or she is fasting, that child will grow up to be somebody with a lot of self-restraint and discipline. After all, There are Muslims in Lagos. Schools are not closed in Lagos. There are a lot of Muslims in Oyo State. Schools are not closed in Oyo State. The Muslim children are going to school. It is very unfair for people to deprive other people who are Christians the privilege of going to school in the northern part of the country. That's why the first quote that it is usually futile to try to talk facts and analysis to people who are enjoying a sense of moral superiority in their ignorance. How can you just unilaterally declare closure of schools where you have Christians? Balewa, the two Balewa local government councils in what's the name of that state again, are predominantly Christians. So you prevent them from going to school. Why? Because you think you enjoy a numerical superiority, a moral superiority. No, it's not fair. Now, I want to quickly say that the northern leaders who are taking these decisions, their children are not schooling in public schools. Their children and their grandchildren are overseas or are in private, sometimes even Christian schools in the southern part of the country. In my school, we have Muslims. We have Jehovah's Witnesses. We have other Christians. The Jehovah's Witnesses, they don't partake in fellowship while we are doing fellowship. The Muslims, we respect them and they respect us. That is how to live in a secular state. So you cannot start trying to superimpose your religion on people while you will say you don't want them to agitate for secession, while you will lock Nnamdi Kanu up for declaring that he wanted the state of Biafra. Moreover, even in the Biafra, there are Muslims in Abakaliki. There is a place between Uturu and Abakaliki that is a Muslim community. They have schools there, they give scholarships. We don't expect the governor of that state to superimpose laws upon them that will prevent them from practicing their faith. So, I want to suggest that the Muslim northern elites are using religion as an opium for the people. They are not facing the reality on ground. And it is very unfair that when you have intentionally prevented your children from schooling, you will expect them to deprive children from other parts of the country from gaining admissions to federal government colleges, some higher institutions, by giving them the privilege of having very low marks to enter the educational system. No. What we should be thinking is how to help our northern children to grow and to develop academically. It's sad. No wonder when there was the demonstrations for good governance, a library was broken into. They didn't steal any book. Instead, they were stealing brooms and mops and all that. I believe in one Nigeria, but the 4 legs of this country, or 6 legs, according to geopolitical zones, must stand very effectively. If not, one part of the country will keep dragging others backwards. And so that idea of closing down schools during Ramadan is very, very unnecessary and unwise. We should stop serving our people opium. The problem with religion is that the more backward a people are, the more fanatical they are. And I'm going to do my next video on how the Christian theology in Africa has made us backward. We need to review a lot of things if we are to progress. I remain Dr. Charles Apoki. Send a message to +234 80 21 21 92 62 to register for my webinar that is coming up. The theme is Wisdom to Legitimately Make More Money. The number again, +234 80 21 21 92 62. The dates are 14th and 15th of March. First day, the lecture. Second day, question and answers. We have Muslims in my group. We have people registering from Saudi Arabia, Pakistan. God bless you.